question I get asked a lot, and I think people think because I'm a female Bond fan, they're not sure what my answer is going to be. Well, today I am going to reveal all. Hello, Vicky here, and welcome to the Bond Room Unlocked, whereby I take an item from this 27-year-old Bond collection and relate it to one of the Eon Bond films that we know and love, with the help from fans from the community. So, who is my favourite Bond girl? Is she one of Bond's many sacrificial lambs? Is she one of Bond's equals? Is she everybody's favourite? Well, the answer is no. She's probably an outside underrated choice, as she's never given anything flashy or desirable to wear. She doesn't get to hang around in casinos or even emerge from the rippling waves. She's just an ordinary woman doing a day-to-day job. I'm talking about Natalia Simonova from Brosnan's first outing as Bond in GoldenEye from 1995.
Boris! Boris!
What? I thought I'd post it on the internet, no?
What's the password?
I made it easy this time. Even you should be able to break it. Burst for brains. All right, I'll give you a hint. They're right in front of you and can open very large doors.
You're such a geek.
Izabela Skorupko, who portrays Simonova, is of Polish-Swedish descent and starred in a number of Swedish films before getting her big break in the Bond film. After the Bond film, she starred in a number of blockbusters in quick succession: Vertical Limit, Reign of Fire, Exorcist, The Beginning, although the final one is probably questionable. Anyway, I digress. Being a natural blonde, Skorupko had to dye her hair brown to fit the profile of Simonova, a Russian Level 2 programmer who works on the missile guidance systems at the Severnaya facility for the Russian Space Force. And what this girl doesn't do for a cardigan is nobody's business.
You've hacked into the US Department of Justice. Do you know what will happen if they trace it here?
The chief of computers will call me a genius, move me to Moscow, and give me $1 million hard currency. I think not. Besides, the Americans are slugheads. They'll never detect me.
Hello, Norfolk Agent here. I'm going to talk about my favourite Bond girl. Well, not actually my favourite, because my favourite is Ana de Armas, aka Paloma from No Time to Die. But I feel that she gets a lot of mentions, and there's a lot of talk about her in various Bond groups on the internet and what have you. So I'm going to talk about one of my other favourites, the gorgeous Severine from Skyfall, played by Bernice Marleau. The first time I saw her, she absolutely blew me away. She has that look that you just can't help but you can't pull your eyes away from her. Maybe it's the eyes, the colour of her skin, her smoky voice. I don't know, I can't put my finger on it, but there is just something about her that she's just, it's like one of the most beautiful women ever in Bond. And she's also quite a fragile character. She puts on this strong facade, but underneath she's still that scared little girl that was sold into the sex trade at, whatever it was, 12 or 13. And meeting Bond brings those feelings to the surface. You can see when they're talking to each other at the bar that her facade is slowly crumbling, that maybe she realises that Bond is her ticket out of the life that she has with Silver. She just plays the whole thing wonderfully, even though she's only in the film for a very, very, very small amount of time. She uses every second brilliantly. You feel for her. You want Bond to save you. You are really, really, really crushed when she dies. An almost pointless and empty death. And I know Bond is only playing it off as, oh well, waste of good scotch. But I think her death really impacted hard on him in the film. But to go back to Bernice, she's just the way she moves, the way she talks. So the look in her eyes when she's talking to Bond, she's just brilliantly played. I could look at that woman do her online shopping. She is just that beautiful. No other Bond girl up to that point had ever done that to me. However much I like Diana Rigg or Denise Richards or what have you, no woman had enthralled me from the first moment you see her as Bernice did to Severine. And every time I watch her now, every time I watch the film, I can't take my eyes off her. I want more of her in the film. I want to see more of her.
Severine is one of many sacrificial lambs within the franchise. She sleeps with Bond and winds up dead. As Neil has said, she is a very striking character to me who hides behind her immaculate form. And it's just a mask to numb the pain of the past and to somehow welcome some sort of future. Now, Simonova is far less tragic than Severine. She's practical, she thinks on her feet, and she's very much the girl next door. And I think that's why Bond is drawn to her. She's a survivor.
Check it.
Their best response time is 19 minutes. They'll be late.
So we now have two fans from the Bond community who want to talk about their favourite Bond girl, and it's the same one. So let's hear their views. Let's hear from Chipan Lee and Essence of Bond and my fellow VIP manager from the 007 GB fan club, Fletcher Sykes. Over to you.
Hi guys, my name's Lee, Jeff Lee from Station H, Hong Kong. Vicky, thank you very much for inviting me to be on your channel to talk about my favorite Bond girl. And my favorite Bond girl is Fiona Volpe, for a couple of reasons. First, I think she is the definition of femme fatale, dangerous and sexy. Also, I think she has such a quality to draw people's attention. When she is on the screen, I just couldn't keep my eyes off her. And she has such a great chemistry with Sean Connery. Remember the bathroom scene? I just think it couldn't be any better. It's just perfect. The humor, the dialogue, everything. And finally, I think Luciana Paluzzi is one of the very few actor or actress who really love playing the role of a Bond movie. From her acting, you can tell she enjoyed every moment playing Fiona Volpe. That's it for my sharing, and bye for now.
Hello. Good morning to one and all. I'm Fletcher Sykes from Essence of Bond. So yeah, I've been asked to share who my favourite Bond girl is and why. And my favourite Bond girl is by far, unequivocally, Fiona Volpe from Thunderball, played by the gorgeous, the sensational, the spellbinding, the absolute creme de la creme of Bond girls, Luciana Paluzzi. What can I say? I mean, the woman is just absolutely magnificent to behold. When I first saw her, that was when I, really fell in love, and I knew this is everything that I want in a woman, minus the homicidal tendencies. But yeah, she was absolutely incredible. She was feisty. She was smart, intelligent. She took crap from nobody. She even gave Largo a hard time. She used Bond as much as Bond uses women. There was that little dig that I felt that was at Pussy Galore. Bond turning women, and they see the heavenly choir of angels and see the light. Not this one. Fiona wasn't having it. She was willing to kill Bond at any given moment. And that outfit that she wears, the leather outfit that she wears on the motorbike. Yeah. Yep. Got to keep it together. But yeah, an amazing character, absolutely amazing. One of my favorite scenes is definitely the hotel bathroom scene where she's in Bond's bath and she asks him to give her something to put on, and he gives her sandals and then coolly sits back down. It's a great moment. But yeah, Fiona Volpe, gorgeous woman, love her to death. All right, bye.
Guys, fantastic choice there. Fiona Volpe is in my top 5 as a Bond girl. She's the best thing about Thunderball for me. She is confident, sexy, arrogant. What you need from a femme fatale. Enticing, yet deadly, yes. So the piece of memorabilia I want to share with you today is this book from 1995, The Making of GoldenEye by Garth Pierce. Now, I'm an absolute advocate for a making of book. They don't do enough of them in this day and age, but the 90s was absolutely filled with them. You could always guarantee that there would be a making of book come out after a blockbuster film was released, and it's great because it was going into the characters, about the plot, the making of the film. It's, in those days this was all you had to really find out what went on behind the scenes. Of course today we have the internet, but these are priceless and I really wish they would do more of them. You get books that come out now and they tend to be more of a visual aid. You don't really get the detail that you did back then, and it's a great book. I mean, it's got everything. It's it goes through the characters and the story. Great pictures. There's a bit about the new Dame Judi Dench, and the female characters within the film. It's just great, and I really miss these type of things coming out.
And no doubt, here we go to listen to Chris Oatten. Absolutely wax lyrical about Maud Adams.
Anyone who will listen will know that I'm a big fan of Maud Adams, the actress who is so good that she lived twice in the Bond films. We first meet her when she plays Andrea Anders in The Man with the Golden Gun. From the moment Maud enters from the shower with a loaded weapon in her hand, she lights up the screen with her regal-like beauty. And of course, she's one of the main antagonists in that film, because it is her who sends the golden bullet to James Bond. Of course, Scaramanga doesn't see it this way, and bumps her off halfway through the film, leaving us to make do with the mishaps of Mary Goodnight.
Good afternoon. A water pistol.
Pass me that rope. Turn her around.
You always take a shower with a pistol?
Put your hands up and get out of here.
Of course, Maud returns as a more age-appropriate love interest for Sir Rog in Octopussy. Octopussy starts off, despite Christina Wayborn's best intentions, as a bit of a vegetable korma of a film, a bit bland and disinteresting. But as soon as Maud appears, resplendent in that silk dressing gown, the spices ignite and it turns into a fiery vindaloo, assaulting all of our senses.
So the question for me here is, do I prefer Maud Adams in The Man with the Golden Gun or Octopussy? See, in Octopussy, I would have liked to have seen Persis Chambata have had a stab at the role. Asian actress of Indian descent, famous for shaving her head, the very first actress to do so in the original Star Trek motion picture back in 1979. Striking looking actress with a very seductive voice. And the clip you're about to see, she is taken over by a probe, so you won't actually hear that. But you'll get the general gist. And I just wonder what Octopussy would have been like with her in the lead role.
Is V'ger the name of the captain of the alien vessel?
Jim, this is a mechanism.
A probe, Captain. No doubt a sensor transceiver combination, recording everything we say and do.
Where is Lieutenant Ilea?
That unit no longer functions. I've been given its form to more readily communicate with the carbon-based units infesting Enterprise.
Carbon-based units?
Humans, Ensign Perez. Us.
Why does V'ger travel to the third planet of the solar system directly ahead?
To find the Creator.
Creator? Who's... What does V'ger want with the Creator?
To join with him.
To join with the Creator. How?
V'ger and the Creator will become one.
And who is the Creator?
The Creator is that which created V'ger.
Who is V'ger?
V'ger is that which seeks the Creator.
Many find my liking of Simonova to be an odd choice. Maybe I feel that I can relate to the character. I don't mean that I'm a level 2 programmer. It's just that she's just an ordinary person dragged into a terrible situation, is likened to a strawberry and has to pull on her resilience to get her through. And she's not afraid to challenge Bond, as we see in the beach scene.
He was your friend, Trevelyan. And now he's your enemy and you will kill him. It is that simple.
In a word, yes.
Unless he kills you first.
I tell you.
You think I'm impressed? All of you with your guns, your killing, your death, for what? So you can be a hero? All the heroes I know are dead.
Talia, listen to me.
How can you act like this? How can you be so cold?
It's what keeps me alive.
No. It's what keeps you, though.
So that's it. If you have enjoyed this episode, then please give it an MI6 stamp of approval and click on the notifications below. And why not subscribe to this channel? I cover all sorts of topics within the Eon Bond films, so stay tuned so you don't miss out on your favourite. You can also find me at the Bond Room Unlocked Facebook group and on Instagram too. My thanks go to Neil, Chipan, Fletcher and Chris for taking the time out to reflect, and I'm sure it was a hardship, on their favourite Bond girl. And thank you for joining me at the Bond Room Unlocked.